Bethesda Softworks, as ZeniMax Media Evil Company present Deadly Creatures. It's not. I wish it was Deadly Creatures. Developed by Artificial Mind Plus Movement. So this is an episode of The Bug Report that's been a long time coming. I've got some graves to dig and bones to pick. I might have talked about this game a little bit on some video, ancient video that none of you remember. Also did a brief stream of Wet. Okay, so Wet is an action game very few people remember, that came out in 2008, 2009. It stars one Ruby Malone, which is a cool name, I have to admit. And it's a send up to fucking Tarantino, Grindhouse, and Robert Rodriguez types of movies. Wet work. They needed to put this in there because some of the feedback was, wait, why is this called Wet? So let's watch this terrible cutscene.
Let's do this. Don't want to keep the old man waiting.
I was told Mr. Ackers was sending a woman.
Change of plans. Last minute. Had to send me instead.
And you are?
Name's Simmons.
Well, Simmons, I don't like change. If this were any other situation, any other trade-off, my instincts would be to walk the fuck out the door and scrap this deal.
Relax. I'm just here to do business for Mr. Ackers.
That the cash?
Yeah. Now, we're gonna do this? You know as well as I do that what you have in the case doesn't have that long of a shelf life.
Alright, let's get it done.
Your instincts? You should trust them more often.
That piece of shit has no case. Here we go.
Yep. Gotta have it. Have to have the Wilhelm scream and everything. Here's our tough as nails edgelordess, Ruby Malone. So we have super cool villain Simmons just kind of leaving. We were introduced to him before, but I guess the nameplate decided now's the time. So here's where our first bug can happen. Oftentimes during split targeting, which basically Ruby amounts to shooting two different enemies with two of her different guns, because that's how guns work. I thought we learned this in the Lara Croft days, that's stupid, and it's the most inaccurate way to shoot guns, but it's a Grindhouse type send-up thing. Back when that was fresh, it was actually super played out by that time, that kind of aesthetic. Now we've moved on to like the techno cyborg 80s, and even that's kind of wearing a bit thin. But often, if you shoot the guy on the left a bunch, he'll actually get pent up with like collision or like, and he'll go 500 feet in the air. It's kind of like Skyrim, those early Skyrim versions where enemies would just get like sort of powered up with getting hit, and then they just fling all over the place. So it might happen here, it might not. It's kind of random, but we'll see. And there you go. That if you kind of plug one with tons, but since this is a tutorial, that's how it works. It's waiting for you to kill both guys, but if you just keep destroying one and then turn your attention to the last one, all the pent-up bullet energy will fucking launch that guy in the stratosphere. You can really push it so that he really flies. That was a small example of it. Don't adjust your TVs, kids. The frame rate really is this kind of stuttery, and it has this film grain effect, which, hey, I know, you're trying to do a thing. But the problem is that a lot of this game clashes with the Grindhouse sort of thing. The character designs, the overall story, it feels like a modern story with modern characters, not like an old thing. I would have loved if this game would be more like Samurai Cop, where people look like they're dressed in the 80s or you know, what have you. But they don't. That's fine. You know what we're going to do? But just because I think this is a bit of an eyesore, we'll turn it off. because thankfully they knew some people would not like it, so we're gonna turn that shit off. Thank you. And already that looks a lot better. Unlike most action games, if you press jump, your character jumps straight up. You press jump in wet, and she'll jump she'll do a long leap always forward. Usually you need forward momentum for jumps or to like, you know, hold a stick. But I just press one single jump tap, and she has a slow, long leap. And that's because that reacts to the environment. That's because you do the slow-mo whenever you shoot during it. That type of stuff. But that will lead to some issues. So here's a minor, but, you know, an issue. This is how you open up doors in the traditional Kratos style. You just hammer X, and she'll wedge her sword in there. One button press will do that and activate that sound effect. So if you keep pressing it, just once or twice rhythmically, that sound effect will just double up and up and up. The other weird thing about this is that you cancel out of it at any time by pressing slide. So you'll just be doing this. It's a little weird. It has resulted in some things. Usually there's a back out animation, you know? A character will then take the sword out and do whatever. Now, if you kind of just feather it just a little bit, kind of get this door open right before...
bitch, open! Fucking door!
Alright, now we get sword attacks. It's a really basic 3-hit combo. So this automatically goes into slow-mo mode whenever you go down a ladder, and it stays like this basically forever until you decide to slide down a little bit. But even then, you can just stop. You can just slow down real slow. And if you go all the way down here without killing anybody, because it wants you to kill these two guys, why would the player not want to kill both enemies? You just kind of fail. Like, you have to kill guys while stylishly slinking. Yeah, that's a Wopa.
Oh, you
This
in
guy's
trouble
still
now,
here.
monkey lady. You and me, let's go.
What? You shooting blanks?
You wanna fight? Fight me.
The script for this game is not good.
Something.
I mean, the whole thing with like Grindhouse style movies is kind of clever, hammy dialogue, like hammy in a good way, not like not racist way maybe, or you know, you want to avoid, you know, Asian enemies telling you about their special sauce.
You're boring.
You wanna fight? Fight me. Here I come.
How do you want it, motherfucker?
Then the music will just stop if you wait long enough.
Ow! You guys fight like old people fuck. Slow and sloppy. Go fuck yourself. Dipshit, I'm still here.
They'll insult each other all day. They have no problem with that.
How do you want it, motherfucker? Shit!
Now, despite him hitting her and her hands clearly letting go of the railing, we're still not dead.
Son of a bitch!
She'll never let go. Let's see what happens. If anything.
Son of a...
Amazing! Her gun is trying to anchor to where a enemy is, but I'm so close to the enemy, it just kind of reacts kind of stupid. And because you should be using the sword, so... Or that could just happen. Alright, gotta go this way. Oh, fuck. Okay, never mind. Bye! This is still so weird to me. So for whatever reason, if you tap the button, her guns just kind of jiggle there on her hips. Every time I press X, I don't understand, really. I can't even imagine why this is happening.
Fucking door.
So this will be about the time where I spin my yarn. So when I was working on this, I was kind of on loan with 3 other testers from where I worked. And we were basically sent to Artificial Mind and Movement, who are since now redubbed as Behavior. They Artificial Mind and Movement was their name before. They decided to change it for reasons I'll go into later, that we've talked about a little bit before on other podcasts and videos and things. So I was on loan. So basically I'm there representing my company. And I was just like, oh shit, this is the first time this has ever happened, and I better do a pretty decent job. And I was sat down in front of this game, and I was like, hey, this could be way worse. I've tested fucking some garbage non-games in my life. This is another weird thing that happens here. She just kind of floats up and down, only on this wall though, which was kind of weird to me. Like, it's like space jumps. I don't really understand why this happens on this precise wall, but whatever. So getting back to that, I sit down and I have the game, but I don't have a work computer yet. They just put me in front of a console or whatever, and I'm like, okay. And I play it for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, there's some bugs in here. There's work to be done. That's fine. And then I'm moved to another station, and me and the other 3 employees are all kind of brought to our proper places where we're going to be sitting. And I don't have a console on that station. I just have a work computer. So I actually went from reverse to something else. So I'm doing that. And I'm just looking at the computer, looking at the design documents for the game. Just, okay, all right, this is how it's going to work. All right, fine. I look at the bug database, but I don't have a console. And the other 3 testers, they were given like full console setups and their work computers. And I'm like, all right, well, when am I getting mine? And I'm told by like the dude that was in charge of us at the developers, just, yeah, we'll be getting that a bit later, like in an hour or 2. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just go on the internet and, you know, browse a little bit. I'll look at all the design. I'll do whatever until that's ready for me. Cut to the end of the day, I still don't have a console. I turn and I watch my fellow employees having consoles and doing that stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. Before the end of the day, I go, so I wasn't able to put any bugs in because I never got a console. And they're like, oh, yeah, the tech guys, they don't have another... they didn't have another setup to bring you, so okay, well, we'll get that sorted tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, fine. Come in tomorrow. No console. All right, well, what should I do? I looked at all the design documents. They're like, look through the bug database. And I'm like, okay. I guess I could see what types of bugs there are, I suppose. I do that for the max amount of time. Midday. Nope. Still don't have one. Okay, well, when will I get one? You know, by the end of the day today. That guy that I've been talking to, complaining about everything, he basically goes, yeah, I'm not going to be here for the rest of the day, so I'm leaving. I'm on sabbatical starting. Oh, okay, so who should I talk to about getting a console? He's like, I'll come back and tell you. I'll find out that information for you. I don't find out that information for me. I don't get that at all. That guy leaves. I never see him again. I don't see another person all the next day and the next day. And I start trying to find other people, and the other testers, they can't really help me. They're just like, I'm working on my shit. And everyone's kind of out for themselves, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, okay, Matt, that sucks for you, but, you know, talk to them. We don't know. We don't work here. Like, we're all on loan, you know? Wow, she just said, whoops, did I do that? On Friday. I started on Monday. On Friday, I finally get a 360 version of the game. Looking for that one other boss generator. Enemy generator. I've been talking too much. On Friday morning, I finally get my thing. And I go, okay, alright. I start entering bugs. I enter like 15 that day, which is pretty high. You know, that's a pretty good work day. Basically, it's 15 issues, new issues that, you know, when you find a bug, you have to search through the database and make sure that bug doesn't already exist, and that it's just a duplicate, and it's a waste of everyone's time. So I do 15 bucks, and at maybe an hour before the end of the day, all right, upgrade shop, that's good. We finished that section. I get told, hey, can you come into the office of the head Q&A sort of department guy? I hadn't even seen him up to that point. And he goes, so apparently there's been a lot of reports that you've just been browsing on the internet, not doing your work. I start to laugh, and I'm just like, no, okay, I see what's going on here. Look, here's the situation. I explained to him everything, and he goes, yeah, that's not the way I've been hearing it. You just haven't been working, and it seems like you haven't put any issues in all week except for today. So we'd like you to take your things, and you know, we'll have someone from your work come in and pick you up and bring you back to where you're from, because you really haven't been doing anything. And I protest a little bit. I'm like, okay, no, that's not the issue. I've been asking for a console all week. And he goes, I don't really want to hear it. You know, take your stuff and leave. We're done here. The door's over there. And I just go, okay, fine. And I say, I'll explain it to my bosses I said to myself, I'll explain it to my bosses when I get back to my place of business. The friendly boss that I had, basically my commanding officer, he says, look, I believe you. You're not that type of guy. If you have work to do, you'll do it. If you don't have work to do, then maybe you won't do it. But yeah, I completely 100% believe you. But unfortunately, my bosses want to tell you that you're going to be suspended for 3 days so you can think about this. And I'm like, well, what do you believe me? And he's like, no, it's orders. Like they don't want to hear it. And I'm like, okay, fuck everything. This is a good time to talk because we got all this fucking stock footage of donuts. And I was just completely flabbergasted. I'm like, fine, that's totally cool. Sure, I'll take 3 days off, unpaid, of course. So that ends the ballad of testing that artificial mind and movement. So you can see that, you know, I'm a little biased against this game, as it was not, you know, a great point in my testing career. It kind of depressed me for a little while. I just thought, oh man, I'm shit. I like this is gonna be a permanent blemish on my record, you know, that type of stuff. It didn't really matter, you know. There wasn't any long-standing effects. Like after that, I was testing some even better things at my place of work, so it wasn't that big of a deal overall. But it was still kind of a blow, you know, to your ego at least, because you're just like, well, could I have done anything better there? Could I have like fought a little harder or whatever? But you know, it is what it is, and I'm glad that they've gotten some success with Dead by Daylight, so it's fine. Amazing. Oh no, watch out, Ruby! How? Let's see what happens. Oh! For whatever reason, sometimes your sword combo can just push you past things. Just like this one little like bench. I don't know exactly why this happened. Just because it's so magnetized and it's a 3-hit death dealing like thing. It almost breaks the game how good sword combat is. Or we could just do that too. Oh wow. Yeah, I think a lot of the liquor boxes do this. All I'm doing is holding LT. All I'm doing is holding the run up button. So that's cool. I mean, if you do it on other stuff, nothing happens. You go to these boxes. Yep. So we can see we have ruby shadows here, and they're put by these lantern lights or lamps or whatever. You can see it's a very dark, harsh shadow. Seems okay, but sometimes you go into different places that the game doesn't think you're going to go, and shadows react a little differently. So let's try this. Okay, we're on the bed. I'm gonna go here, and I don't know what it thinks it's going on, but now you make this super scary black shadow.
No, you don't know what you're talking about. No, you're so stupid.
I know you're cheating on me
No,
with
you're
that
bad
stupid
for
American.
me. You
I
got no
see it in
money
your
and you
eyes.
smell dick.
You stupid woman.
No,
waste
you don't know
my
what you're
time all the
talking
time.
about.
You talk about
No,
nothing.
you're so
you
stupid.
Make me so angry all the time.
You're
you
bad
waste
for
my
me.
money going
You got
shopping
no
all the
money
time.
and you
know I
smell
work
dick.
very hard for my money, huh?
You don't know
Are
what you're
cheat on
talking
me now
about.
with that
No,
guy from
you're
the
so
hospital,
stupid.
huh? I know you're cheating on me
you're
with
bad
that
for me.
stupid American.
You got no
I
money
see it in
and you
your
smell
eyes.
dick.
Married life, am I right? All right, so we're still chasing. I forget the guy's name that we're chasing, but we're going down to this basketball court here, and then another arena fight starts. But if you look down, you'll just see a couple of like enemy NPCs just holding their guns and swords out at nothing. They're just kind of waiting for you to come here so that they can trigger, but they're just stuck in those poses down there. You're supposed to go down this ladder, that's fine, but there's this catwalk right here, and hey, I'm going to try to get over there. I can't really seem to. There seems to be collision blocking me from doing so. But if you jump from here, you go right through all of those catwalks, and then you just die, I guess. Okay, good. Can we get this? Oh, she hit the camera. She's got so much spunk. She's quirky. Ah, my old friend. And certain cars act differently than other ones. So if I do this, she just kind of... I don't know why the game just... No burning cars. And then this will happen. I don't get it. Yes, I forgot this game takes place in San Francisco. So there's the Golden Gate Bridge. Now we're going in the kind of vehicular section. It's hard to describe exactly what this is. Whoops! Oh! That's crazy! That car was gonna smash that guy regardless.
Help me. Help me. You gotta help me. I can't feel my legs. Oh, fuck! I can't feel my legs.
Okay.
I can't feel my fucking leg.
Oh!
You bitch! You fucking bitch! You're gonna leave me?
Amazing dialogue.
You fucking bitch!
You should have stopped at I can't feel my legs.
So now is an opportune time to let everyone know, in case you didn't, that Ruby Malone is voiced by one Eliza Dushku, best known as being Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter in True Lies. I think she was in Buffy too, but that's neither here nor there. All right, now we're about to enter Ruby Malone's compound or hideout, whatever. And I found some issues here, especially when I was streaming this months and months ago. Some pretty fucked up things can happen. It was not tested super well. I don't even remember ever getting to this section when I was testing it, but I do remember seeing some other employees got to fool around in this, and they were like, yeah, that area is rough. It's just kind of a training mission or something. So for whatever reason, the inside of this bomber is kind of weird. It's got weird collisions. It's got weird stuff happening. I don't know why. You can sky slide. Some stuff starts happening like this. You start being able to like look through the game world. If I just jump in a right angle. Oh, wait, what? No! Ruby! Alright, well. So as I swim here in the ether, I think about where my video game career could have gone. Could I have been the next Lara Croft? No. And there it is again, really, really quickly, actually. It's not that bad. Just almost everywhere inside that fucking plane, there's just so much collision that's just not there.
Alright, so that was our look at Wet on this episode of the Bug Report. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly didn't. Actually, now it's kind of fun, just strolling down memory lane, but if any of you guys out there know any games that have lots of issues or want me to try to replicate something, let me know in the comments or hit me up on my Twitter at McMuscles. And as always, I want to see your bug reports on my desk by the end of the day. See you next time, guys.
Fucking door.